So, good afternoon, Ms. Beng. Thank
Good
you very
afternoon.
much for this time and opportunity.
My pleasure.
Such a fantastic view out here.
Right. And we're surrounded by robots and Lego pieces, which actually encapsulates what Pointwest is probably in terms of the strategies, etc. But we're going
I'd love to
past
hear
it.
more
Yeah.
about
But
that.
later on, but I guess, yeah.
Maybe you could first tell us a little bit more about the country where we are at. Maybe you could notice the sunny skies. I mean, we're actually in a tropical country called the Philippines.
Right.
Why partner with the
Yeah.
Philippines?
Okay. Every time I'm asked what's the value the differentiator of Pointwest, I always go to people. And when you talk about people, necessarily you have to talk about Philippines.
Mhm.
And why is this so? Because Philippines is in a demographic sweet spot, wherein our median age would be at 24.
24.
24
Quite
versus Japan's 45 or US 37. And why is this important?
Mhm.
When you say your median is 24, meaning most of your, the population would be the digital natives.
Mm.
And this would be your potential market.
Mhm.
And these are the people that we attract to develop the solutions that they themselves would be
Consumers of.
consumers. So in that sense, you're able to attract people that would have exactly or know exactly how and what to develop. I guess that's partly, an attraction for
The
the
abundance
Philippines,
labor
right,
supply.
right. And if we look at the nature of Filipinos,
Mhm.
one in terms of communication skills,
Mhm.
and it's not surprising that Philippines would be number one in terms of contact center.
Mhm.
Philippines has been always known with the contact center of the world.
Why
But
is that so?
yeah, because of the communication and empathy, which are
Empathy.
two basic things that you need to be able to, see, talk well with whether it's a complaint that you're handling
Uh-huh.
or you're selling something.
Alright.
Those two elements should be there. Good communication skills and empathy, because you really have to see the side or the perspective of the person you're talking to. I think that's it. But of course, we're not just good on call centers, and we're apart. Well, we're second in terms of the non-voice side and technology.
Mhm.
So all of these things are possible because we have, apart from having the median age of 24, we graduate about 650,000 students every year.
Mhm.
And out of that 650,000, about 70,000 would be technology-related, engineering, math, which would be your basic talent requirements for this industry.
Mhm.
And apart from that, you have another 65,000 that's involved with the medicine or allied medical courses.
Mhm.
So that gives you the right talent that you need for some verticals that you'd be focusing on, healthcare for that matter. At the same time, technology, or most often technology pieces. So that's the asset of the Philippines, which is also an asset of Pointwest.
Alright.
But of course, any company would say that.
Uh-huh.
So I would think that when I am asked again,
Okay.
okay, how do you differentiate Pointwest?
Yes.
I always say, well, building Pointwest is like building an Olympic village.
Mhm.
Meaning, you're able to get hold of the performers, the good performers, but you're not stopping at that. You're not creating a village of star performers, but rather you are building a team, a dynamic team, because in this industry, you need collaboration, you need teamwork, and that's, I guess, the secret sauce of Pointwest. We're able to, impart that particular, culture that we don't need superstars. We need team workers.
This
So
is
that
very intriguing. Could you tell us a little bit more about the culture that you're building or is unique to Pointwest?
yeah. So we always say that the best inspiration would come from having or cultivating a culture of excellence as well as a community of leaders. You want to be in a company of good people or performers, isn't it? I would ask you, don't you think it would be good to be in a company of winners? And yeah, So I guess that starts with that particular basic premise. They were able to group together the community of leaders and imbibe that culture of excellence. I guess that is enough way to build up that particular dynamic team that should require every time there's a project to be developed or a solution to be designed. So I would think that that sets us apart because right from the start, it's imbibing in them that teamwork really counts. Our industry is an industry where collaboration thrives. So
That's good to hear because sometimes people just look at star performers.
yeah,
and
you don't build superstars. It's really a dynamic
a team
team
effort.
that develops positive outcomes in any engagement where they're assigned to.
That's great. Could you tell us a little bit more about these engagement models that you actually work on as
Okay.
teams?
Right from the start, we have seen that a lot of companies require not just additional bodies, because in the past it's really just supplying bodies and that's it. What we build would be solutions, and so normally it's partnering with your client to build the solutions. So it's not as if you have your bright ideas and then develop it and then render it to your clients and that's it. So right from the start, it's a collaborative effort again with your clients and really finding out what's the best solution for your client. And so we employ all of those design thinking concepts so that in the end, the outcomes that you get are real solutions for your client. So
User-centered.
right, yeah. User-centered solutions. And it's not just because you wanted the revenue from that engagement. It's not as if the dollar sign is more important than anything else. It's really delivering a solution that will work. Because in the end, if it's something where you yourself will be using, then it becomes a solution that would really give the best benefit to everyone.
So giving the best value.
Giving the best value. So we collaborate with the clients, but apart from that, we are also able to collaborate with other vendors.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, and we have had those types of engagements where we not only deal with the ultimate client, but also with other vendors, because in certain cases, the portfolio is such a large one, that they are able to cut it into silos, and then at the end of the day, you integrate. So in that sense, we are able to work well, not just amongst our people, but also with other vendors. And so I think that's key. And it comes from really starting them young in terms of that particular mindset that, yeah, you need collaboration at all.
Could we zero in on that collaboration model that you have? What is your track record or experience so far with working with?
Okay, so, well, in our 15-year history, we've had to deal with a lot of global brands. And this would span across several verticals, from airlines to retail, to distribution companies, to banking and finance and insurance companies. So it actually covers a lot of the
Quite diverse.
yeah, it's quite diverse. And these are global companies. And so we employ certain types of methodology. And normally it aligns with the culture of our clients. So we don't impose on our own methodology, but we try to customize it to the culture as well of the client. Because in the end, you need to collaborate. So meaning you have to have
Shared vision.
Shared goal as well. And so that is part of the key to delivering a successful outcome to your clients. And so I think, and that's where I guess the importance of all those soft skills that we try to imbibe on our people. And so we think that we're like Lego pieces. Like
Yes, going back to that.
yeah, you can actually blend well in any solution that you would be actually developing because, in a sense, you try to well already anticipate what others would require and be able to align and so it's a certain framework that you already have in mind, and then it's a matter of putting them into
Together, like Lego
yeah,
pieces.
and the whole is basically greater than the sum of its parts, as we always say. And that's what we think all of our people would like to have as a mindset, that delivering a single project may be good, but if you are able to integrate solutions from everyone, then it would be a better outcome that can be had from such an engagement. So we're not, we don't believe that it's only Pointwest that can deliver, but rather we believe that we work well in any situation. And so I guess that's part of the strength that we may have.
Fantastic. If I could just veer a little bit to the left, you mentioned that part of your strength is maybe conforming and collaborating. How do you try to steer it in a way that it still complies with best practices or government regulations, especially in healthcare?
Right. Of course, we are aware of the different legal requirements, mandatory rules that we need to comply with. And so with all of those things, we're quite set or fixed in terms of compliance. But of course, in how we deliver these things, there may be certain aspects on how to deliver such that it becomes well acceptable to the other party. So it's really getting into a common ground that still complies with the regulatory bodies, but you're able to produce the outcomes that you desire.
So there are really different processes, but the target remains the same.
It is, yeah. That's.
Okay, that's fabulous. Any maybe words that you'd like to leave our audience with in terms of where Pointwest is headed and the drivers of your engines of growth?
Okay, so as with any other enterprise or technology companies, again, the disruptions we're seeing and also moving towards the digital platforms, digital economy, etc. Anything digital is, of course, right now essential. So as with other companies, we are upskilling because, rightfully so, because we have come from a regime wherein you have those technologies that we had been, our core competencies would be on those platforms and technologies that would need a little bit of complementation from the newer platforms. So we are building those the technologies of the future. Name it, I guess we have it, blockchain, RPA, AI, machine learning, and all those new things which we think are important to give a solution that provides strategic leadership to our clients, because in the end, we help our clients succeed in their particular business. So whatever we deliver, I guess it's always making sure that your clients are leading their own sets of industries. So I think,
Thank you very much, Ms.
Okay.
Beng.
Thank you too.
Fabulous to hear about
Thank you.
Pointwest.
Thank you too.